Page 186, Pachelbel Canon. Very famous melody, a very famous canon. A canon is like a round where different instruments or different singers or whoever are playing basically the same melody at different times. Well, canon is, we're sort of doing this, except on piano we're playing all the instruments or all the pieces. 4/4 time, no sharps or flats. We're in the key of C major, that's fine. We got enough to deal with without a bunch of sharps and flats. So it starts out, let's just take it one hand at a time here because we got a lot going on. The broken chords at the beginning. In the right hand it's a C chord, and you're just coming down. Do you work that out? So at the beginning, right hand, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... Starts out fairly simple enough. It ain't going to stay that way, but you do that. I don't like that there. Going from measure 4 to measure 5. And sometimes we have to do that. No. I would recommend you do this. I'd rather do here than here. To me that's easier. I mean, that's not, you can't really connect them very well. I can. But you can, you don't move as far to go here. You're just moving a little bit. If you go here, you're moving all the way up here. I think it's easier if you would do a 1, 2, 1, and then you can go on. 1 and 2. It's broken chords. And the 4th finger for the, and then 5th, and then 4, and then 5, and a 5 again. And then measure 9, you can do a 3, or if you want, you can play the first one with 5th, and then 2. And I'll leave out these little notes right now. I'll come back to those. Let's just do a half note. This is measure 9. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and thumb, 2, 4. It's like a C major scale going down. Bring the thumb down. Measure 13, 4th finger on the last beat. Cross over for measure 15 over here. And then lift up. 3rd finger, and it's 16th notes. 3 E and a 4 E and a. This is not a fast piece, really, because there's a lot of 16th notes in here. So you got to figure out how fast are the 16th notes going to go. And that'll tell you how fast you can go at the beginning. It's got to be the same speed. You don't change speeds in this. You keep it all. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Well, then that makes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Keep the speed the same. Then at the top of page 188, measure 17, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. And this is just a scale. Now here on measure 18, there's, and you have to come down. Ugh. I recommend for measure 18, you're here and then here, and then come down and use 3rd or 4th finger on the here. Rather than, don't stay there. Because we need to come down here and I need to prepare for it. So it's here. If I use 4, now it's just an octave. I can reach it. So that's what I'm recommending. For measure 18, it's 3, 1, 4, 5. And then you can go on. So 3rd finger for measure 19. You're going to cross over for 1 note. You're not changing. You're not changing positions. That's all. And then measure 20. It's a 5, 4th. That puts us in position. And then for measure 22, they give you 2 different fingers here. You can decide. You can use a 3-1, or you can come down at 5. I I don't recommend 5. That's a poor fit. No. Use the 3-1. And then for the E's, it's 3, 4, and then 5. That's a good fingering. I like that. So again, measure 22 is here. And go on, cross over, thumb on the A, 1 and 3, 4. You reach up the octave, measure 25, 1 and 2. And I would do a 4, 3. Whether you can do a 3 on both, but I just like to, this good practice doing the 3, 1 and 2. I do a 1, 2, 3 there. You don't have to, I just like to use different fingers like this. I think it's fun. Measure 28, 1 and 2 and 3. And now we're kind of coming down off the storm where things are settling down. It's 1, 3. And I do again a 2, 3. And then the thumb. So measure 33 is come up, rest, rest, staying in this position. And now we're coming down, and now they want you to use 1, 3 on all the rest. You can. I don't recommend it. I like the fingering they started out with the 3, 5, and then a 2, 4, and a 1, 3. I like that. So I think I would continue that. So for measure 34, it's 1, 3, and then again, just come down during the rest to 3, 5. So I'm using 2 hand positions for all of that. I think that's fine. I prefer that. And then from 37 here, you can go ahead and use 5 and 1 or 1 and 5 for all of these. 2, 4, and at the end there, it's 2, 5. And I would do a 1, 2, 4 at the end. So really that's what it is. We just use, so here. So the 4 is there, and then here. That's what I recommend. But for the left hand, here, play this left hand all connected here. We'll play everything connected. Then thumb again, third finger, because we got to come up to the octave again. That prepares us for it. And we want to be able to do that. Now, measure 9. Well, you're ending measure 8 here. Then just come up here. Just lift up and move. This is broken chords. Just reach down, rest, 4, rest, rest, and then connect these half notes together. And then on measure 13, you got to reach up and move down. And you're going to do like you did at the beginning. Over on page 188 at the bottom, after all the half notes. For measure 25 here, they're saying 2-1. You can if you want, but I think 3-1 is better. So if you want to do 2-1 on the first one and then 3-1, that's fine. But I need to be in this position because they're suggesting use 3-1 for all of these. So it's saying here, and then they want you to do this. I don't recommend it. You can start with that, but I want to be in this position. And then 2-4 for measure 26, 5-3. Now come down in 1-3-1. 2-4. I did it all here and here. It's like we did in the right hand. It's the same thing. So 3, 2. Or 1 for this measure 28. You can do a thumb if you want, or a 2, whichever, and then you do that again. And then for measure 33, it's 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3. connect them, rest. You're just moving around. You can use 5 and 1 on all of these if you want. And then at the bottom, connect all these like this is the same as you've had before. Put the hands together. Play it as connected as you can except for the rests. And so forth. Measure 9, you're up here. Sure you play the rest in the left hand. You can lift up in the right hand, but play the left hand legato. So forth. So we'll put in all the articulation and phrasing later. Right now we're just trying to play everything legato. So at the top of page 188 here. There isn't a lot going on as far as articulation. You have these phrases. At the top of page 9. Lift up. The left hand, forget these slurs in the left hand, play it all connected. In the right hand you can lift up. You can lift up there if you want to. So forth, and then I'll measure 9, these little notes for that. They're quickly, you can play them as 16th notes if you want, and they're played on the beat, so that first B, the little B, comes with the G in the left hand. And it's got to be done, all 3 notes, before you play the B on the left hand. They're not triplets. Don't make them one and a 2. They're going to be quick. It's like all 3 notes are played at the first half of that 8th note. You can divide an 8th note into 2 16th notes. So it's, if I did that, I'm going to play the 2 16th notes with the first 16th notes and the B with the second 16th notes. Like that. Except I'm not playing 2 16th notes. I'm playing an 8th note, I'm just going to hold it down. So that measure 9 is here. And that's actually optional. You can leave out those little 16th notes if you want. You don't have to play those at all. So if you're struggling with it, leave them out for now. You can put them in later. But dynamic wise, well, you start this out softly. Both hands. Staying soft. When you get to measure 5 on these, you see the little tenuto mark above the note, the 8th note on the 1st and the 3rd beat. That's a natural accent. Just bring out the now 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Just bring that out a little bit. You can hang on to that. You can carry it over just a hair. get a little finger heavy there. Don't hold it out a full quarter note. But you can hold it out just a hair longer than an eighth note. Help bring it out a little bit. So forth. Top of page 9, you come up just a little bit to medium soft. That's more for the right hand than the left hand. Then come up to medium loud. Come back down to medium soft. So at the bottom of the page, measure 15, you're going to crescendo up a little bit. Up to about a moderately loud. But on measures 16, I suggest you come back down to moderately soft because they want you to crescendo again and you're only going to go back up to moderately loud. So you got to get a little softer so you can come up. So just sort of soft, even soft if you want to, and then go back up to moderately loud. There. I mean, it's not loud yet, it's just moderately loud. And then on measure 21, now we're loud, here. And this is really more for the right hand. Keep the left hand in the background. So forth. Now they give you another loud at the bottom of measure 25. Well, that tends to tell me somewhere in there you came down. Maybe on measure 24. You come that's the end of a phrase, just kind of coming off the phrase. And then on 25 you're loud again. This is the right hand. The left hand needs to be moderately soft. Measure 29, now you're down to moderately loud. And then when you get to measure 33, you come down to moderately soft. So you're coming down here. This can be both hands here. And then at 37, you're soft, both hands. Connect at least the left hand, and then at the bottom slow down here. That's fine. Speed wise, it's andante, which is kind of a stroll. You have to decide on the 16th notes on how fast can you play those accurately. You find the hardest part, which in this case is page 188, and how fast can you play these passages accurately. However fast you can play those accurately is how fast you can go. That is your andante. You don't need to, these are not really meant to be fast. I mean, if you find recordings of this, there's a lot of them. Some of the people who play it, some of the ensembles play this really fast, and in my opinion, yuck. So just slow it down and enjoy the trip. So I would, whatever that is, 1, 2, 1. That for a beat, that's pretty slow. That's not andante, but we're not considering the beat. It's the speed. That's what we're considering. Then on top of that, you add the pedal. Overtones, and the problem is the pedal's going to just smear everything up. At the beginning, when you just have chords, just basic harmony, that's fine. You can smear that up. It's going to be overlapping pedal. So the notes go down first and then the pedal. So at the beginning it's here. I'm going to change the pedal every 2 beats. I'm going to play the note first and then change it. like that. So I'm not going to pedal it until after I get finished that. When I play that half note, then I can pedal it. On that beat, I just lift it up. And then I can pedal it. And I lift it up on the A. And then here. And here I'm only pedaling the first and the third beat. On measure 12, they're changing it every beat. You can do that. I mean, that's fine. You can also just pedal the first and third beats. But on measure 14, no, I wouldn't pedal that like. Maybe just the first and third beat on all of these. Definitely wouldn't pedal those. No way. Just if you're gonna pedal it, lift up on the fourth beat, like so. Yeah. And then on measure 17 going on, this needs to be fairly clean. So again, they're pedaling each beat. Fine. If that keeps it simple for you, that's great. Otherwise, you can just continue to pedal the first and the third beat of each measure. So it's like pedaling with the left hand for one beat. And I like to separate this a measure 22, measure 21. I like to hear some silence between those G's. And again, at the bottom, I'm just pedaling the first and third beat because I can connect these notes if I want to in the left hand. I don't need pedal for it, so just first and third beat. Here. Now measure 29 or 28, make sure you connect it going into measure 29. Connect that. If you have to use the pedal for it, then fine. Then when you get to measure 33, you can pedal it like they're saying. Overlapping. You put tenutos on the right hand to help bring those out a little bit. Yeah, just make sure you hang them out or hang on to them the full count. Although since you're pedaling it, it doesn't matter. It's gonna sound that way. At the end, it's overlapping. Then at the bottom, connect it all together. Change it with each half note, because this is slowing down, so we don't want to smear it. And then at the end, that pedal and the hands come up together. It's more or less that way. It's my impression of it. I'd like to play it with you very slowly. I'll try and pedal it like I described. Just most of it is first and third beat when we get to a lot of moving parts. So let's try it. Now, they have a page turn. I'm going to play pages 186 and 187, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn the page, then I'll count in again, another 4 beats, and then we'll play the last 2 pages. Now, when you're playing it for somebody, you can't do that. You got to be able to turn the page without messing it up. So you have to figure that out. Well, at the bottom of page 187, you have to let go of the left hand, because that way, while you're doing this, you can use the left hand to turn the page. And that's fine. If you got to leave out a note, you got to leave out a note. prefer not to, but you got to do what you got to do to get the page turned. Otherwise, you get somebody to turn the page for you, or you memorize it. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's just try it together slowly. I'm not going to do any dynamics. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and 1 and 2 and. Stop and turn the page. 1 and 2 and ready and go, and. Three, 4.